We're going to go outside in a minute, and I'm going to show you what I want to wash. Yeah, it's like one of those windy days, but considering there's not too many days left, who knows how many days it's going to be, that's going to be relatively warm, the hoses freeze, and I have a couple of projects that I would like to at least clean and have them around. We're going to get to them next. So let's go take a walk outside and see what I got.
5 minutes later.
So we got to get to that guy. That guy's pretty big. The motor's been left exposed. It's missing wheels. It's got issues. But we want to get that out of there. Now you can't really see it. But this is the one that was in the back. It's a Craftsman. It was upright. I got it without wheels. Right, it's a Briggs motor, but I have some bad news. Yeah, and it was upright, and there's a lot of stuff in this port, you know, in the intake port. And yeah, well, I stuck my finger in there and I wasn't too happy. One, it felt gross, and it was packed with leaves and God knows what else. Sadly, and it's a newer Briggs motor, and it would be nice if we could get this motor running, but it's missing a lot of pieces. I'm not gonna throw it out, but what might end up happening is, because the body looks pretty neat, really it comes with a brush, the body's not bad, and it's a pretty heavy-duty body. Yeah, I'm glad I opened that up. Let's get that out. Other than that, it doesn't look bad. That's the stuff that's puking it up. This is a nice machine.
Eventually.
So this is how I found this whole thing. All right, it's a mess. There's stuff stuck in there. We're going to need to get that out. I don't think you can see in there, but we're going to need to get that out. You know, it could be really bad. We're going to try to suck that out, and we're going to try to turn this thing over. Now, it's got a whole bunch of problems with it. I want to see if maybe we can get this thing running. This cord is broken, and we're going to see if the electric start works, but we want to suck everything out. There was a lot of junk in there. The problem with this in there is the drive axle is okay, right? I don't see any wear. We have some tires now for it, but they don't fit yet. But the this piece here, where I got my finger on, that's really rusty, so we can't shift gears. So that's just a matter of cleaning, and we'll get in there. The belts look like they're okay. I just kind of chewed them up a little bit from the pressure washer when I did that, but they're all right. So let's see what we can come up with on this. It needs you know, rims and tires. So for now, I'm grabbing these guys, and I've just kind of wire wheeled off that shaft, and I want to just kind of clean it off a little bit, put a little lube on it. Now, this tire obviously doesn't fit, but we need something on here. I tried these tires. They do fit, but you have to cut the axle, the tube. And I don't want to just start cutting yet until I figure out what's going on. So this bucket's big, and it's actually made pretty well. 9.5 horsepower, 29-inch cut.
3 hours later.
Okay, first thing we want to do is we got to deal with whatever's in there somehow. So I have a suction tool I got from Grumman years ago. We're going to start off with sucking it out. All right, let's stick this tube in. Oh yeah, it got some stuff. Oh my. It got stuff. That's not good. All right, well, whatever it got. There was stuff sitting on the valve. It looks like the valve was shut. Let's just hope so. Still some more junk in there. Now, while we're here, let's take the remnants of this carb off. Let's figure out what we're working with here. So maybe it's not that bad. We won't know until we get a little further. Should be focusing. It's focusing. All right, it's a little dark, but we'll get a look at it. I have a carb where the emulsion tube is broken. So we'll put it with the collection. Yeah, stiff. So it's wet in there. leaves. That's bad. And there's a lot of water and shit. Alright, so there's junk in there. That's not good. This might be a parts motor. So what we want to do now is put some coil in and some oil. A whole bunch of it. Put a little bit more coil and some oil in it. We're going to spin it. We'll connect it electrically. Let's see if we can get anything going there. And let's put a little bit in here too. All right, let's see if this works. Yeah, good. Yeah, a lot of water and junk in there. Okay. Let's blow it out again. Oh, it's spitting all over the wall. I didn't even see that. Let me get something to wipe that up with. Puked all over the wall over here. Oh yeah, it puked all over the place. The cylinder walls, if they have a lot of glaze on them, they won't rust right away. So it really depends. I put quite a bit in. So now we'll put our rag there. I should be smart about it, but I'm getting tired. Just put the rag right there and it'll just drizzle all over the place. Yeah, it's got compression. I don't think I'm too worried about that. So let's move it through one more time. So I think we've done enough. Let's put the plug back and see if we can fire it at least. And we can take a little bit of gas or something and spritz it into the plug opening. And hopefully we're going to check to see if there's any oil in it. There's water in the oil. That's bad. Okay? That's bad. So we might have a toast motor, but I need a carburetor anyway. Like I need to rebuild one of my carburetors, and I'd be willing to test it out on this guy. So I found the switch over here. I'm really tired, so I can't see much. But let's just see what we get from this. Switch I think is on. Yeah, we got spark. All right. So we're good there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put a little bit of fuel down the spark plug hole. Regular gas. You know, we'll put quite a bit down there so that it can start to. It's going to smoke in here bad, real bad. We might be able to feed it with a little bit of ether or gum out or something. So let me get a little bit of ether. You're going to smoke. Oh boy, that's not good. See? That's why you got to be careful. All right, so we're not going to put any more fuel in it. There's enough fuel sitting around it. Probably the plug is fouled already. That'd be my guess. Could have a bad valve. Just put a little bit of fuel in there. We'll blow it out with the air compressor. Almost. It actually tried to. I think it has too much gook inside. So it's trying to blow it out. It's trying to figure out where to put it. No, I don't want to hydro lock it either. When it's pushing back, that could be a problem. That could be valve issues, especially since it's been sitting open. And if the valve is sitting open, then it's going to need valve work. And what I would do with this is I'd pull the engine, put a different motor on it. You know, it's a nice chassis. I have another motor. I could even take the one from my machine and see if it'll go on here. But yeah, she's fouling up. So we got to get more of the gook out. By pumping fuel in it, we'll eventually work out some of that oil. Now let's do a compression test. Because if it's leaking down, it's making pressure, but it might be coming right back out the valve. And it would probably be coming out of the intake valve because that's what was open as the carb was left off and was face up. Alright, so she's got 55, 60 pounds. It takes a long time to come up, but that's not much. So I'd say that it's damaged. That would be my guess. It took forever to come up. It's cleaner now. So now let's put some regular gas in there. We'll put plenty in there. Snug the plug. This doesn't have much compression. Get ready so we put the fire out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it wanted to, and it pushed out some more junk over here. So it's still quite filled with yuck. I'm going to try putting a little more fuel in there. But it wanted to do something. Make sure it's as clean as we can get it. Feed a little bit in here. Hopefully it'll suck in. Yeah, oh yeah. And it's blowing all over the place. So what I'm thinking is, as much as it wants to start, it doesn't really have enough compression, and it probably has a stuck valve because it's pissing back through here, and I don't think you're just going to get it to run. Yeah, all right. I don't think you're going to get it to run like this, guys. Unfortunately. And I think if we take this back off, you're going to see a lot of oil. It's actually got blow-by, too. It's got a lot of blow-by. So, this motor's shot. It may be useful in parts. Because I have similar motors. And it may be rebuildable. So what we want to do is take the motor off. Just take it straight off. And lay on the Tecumseh and see if we can get a Tecumseh on this. And then this becomes a parts motor for something, because it's beat, you know, it's definitely beat. So let's blow that out. Let's try one more time. Blow it out. Blow it out. Let's bloat it out. Put some more fuel in. It'd be nice. What I need is a little hose. Yeah, there's a hose. This way we can maybe get more of the fuel down into the plug hole. That should be plenty. Right? That way more of the fuel goes in the plug hole and not all over the place. Here we go. Yeah, she won't fire, right? She's sucking and farting, sucking and farting. So just back and forth. So that's not going to work. That's a guarantee. Okay, guys, I think it was a fairly successful day. I'm not too worried. You know, it is what it is. We have a good chassis, and maybe one of my motors, my Tecumseh motors, will fit on there. I think we have 3 motors to work with. This one's no good. It's very similar to the ones I have on my generators, and also there is a big blower back there that's a real mess. I forget what it is. Big Billy Goat blower that's just a mess, but it might run. So anyway, there's that motor back there, but again, carburetor. I think I have 1 carburetor for all my generators and everything else. So maybe we can put together a carburetor, and maybe we can go over this motor at some point in the future. Now I need a carburetor. I have 1 Tecumseh on the table over there that I cleaned today, and so that's that. We've got a Tecumseh that I know runs well, and I've been through it. It's on my machine. My machine's a little tired and beat, but I've been through the motor, and it runs really good. And then I had a few issues with it a couple of weeks ago, and tidied up all that, so that's all sussed out. We're good to go. And then I got the motor that needs some work over there on the big orange and black Mamba. So that's always possibilities. This is a nice frame. It just needs some more work. And we'll have something to work with. We can make a nice snowblower. And maybe I'll use this one. Who knows? So I'll sleep on it tonight. We'll play around a little bit more tomorrow. I want to see how a Tecumseh motor lays out on this chassis. Probably knowing MTD, it may lay out. It might not. Okay? It may not clear everything the way the handle is. In which case, if that's the case, then this is just parts. So we won't know till tomorrow, and we'll come back then and see what happens. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Tomorrow for sure.
All right, engine's off. Just 4 bolts, and see how they're nice too. They're captive. They've got those things on it, and I got to put the nuts on top. So I put it out of the way for now. I got the orange and black Mamba back up. We'll take a look at that in a minute. So we're going to look at this another time because I've got other things going on, but we may be able to fix it. I also have, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I got a generator back here. And down in there somewhere, that's the same motor. It's been pickled, but it may provide either the entire engine, or it may provide valves, or...
The next day.
All right, let's see what we got. We don't know. Start taking stuff off. I put everything, all my tools away, and I can't find anything. Why is that? All right, a little bit at a time. Take all the plastic stuff off. Let's see what freaking bugs and stuff come shooting out of this. Yeah, they. Oh, ants. Oh, no, that's bad. That's bad. That's not ants, that's termites. Brake cleaner. That's bad. That's termites. Outside. And spiders, and God knows what else. Yeah, let me get this outside for now. Alright, I gotta clean this up. You just don't want that in your house. That's the problem with insects, is they will, you know, they live in the damnedest places. Yeah, that's probably termites, I want to say, or some kind of flying ant, which could be carpenter ants. Either way, I don't think you want that going on. Okay, so we got that far. I'm going to leave the door open for a little bit, let all this air out. That stuff is noxious. Okay, so we got that out of the way. So we know we got a good starter for something. By the way, most of those starters, they have rectifiers in them. A lot of them do, so they're actually DC starters. So you could figure out a way to, bypass all that. Just saying. Something's buzzing in there. Yep. There's something buzzing in there. Oh, fuck no. Really? How is that? Excuse my language, my French. Here, let me grab it. Oh yeah, there's something buzzing in there. All right, let's get ready. I'm gonna freak out. I'm telling you, all kinds of critters come out of machines. I wonder how many there are. There could be a lot. Where is it? I don't hear it now. I'm not taking a chance. It's in here. There it is. Oh my. I think there's a lot of them. Spiders. I think it's underneath this plate. I'm going to use up my whole entire can of disinfectant. I'd love to take the thing outside and hose it. Yeah. All right, guys, let me go and carefully move this out of here, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
A few moments later.
It's back. I don't hear any buzzing in there again. All right, so now let's take this off. Let's take the muffler off. The muffler. Nice. Plastic cover and kind of holds everything to the coil. I just remember these two went over here because they probably hold up. I don't know what they hold up. I'm not paying attention. Okay, gasket just broke in one spot, but not bad. It's rusty in here, see? A lot of moisture. Yeah, you can see. I can see rust around the exhaust valve. All right, we'll get a closer look in a minute. Okay, that's just about TDC. Now we may want to take off these rockers and pull them all off that way and take a closer look. And so you can see here. All right, so this is the intake valve. That's got a red. This rocker arm's got a red piece of paint. This is exhaust valve. That's got a blue paint on it. And let's take off. Is that going to fit? No, that's not going to fit. Let's take that off. Shouldn't be that tight. Wow. There we go. Here it comes. Alright, we're going to find out a little bit more in a bit. We'll have to get the big impact. I don't think the little impact's going to pull all that off. There's definitely debris in here. Okay, so the red one is intake. Let's just put these down. They don't look bad. Let's see if this guy will take them off. There's one in there. No. No, that's going to be on there. Well, don't forget to oil your tools daily. A couple, 3 drops. Beauties. Get that out. That bolt looks good. All right. You guys ready? You guys ready? All right. So I got you turned to this camera. You should be able to see. Okay, let's get the big screwdriver, the big one. And if we have to buy a gasket, you know, if that's what it comes to, oh, that's working. Coming. There it goes. Probably got pins. All right. One pin. Oh my, there's water in there again. There's a piece missing. Is that a piece missing? Let me get a rag to just pull the water out of that. Is that a piece missing from the piston? Good heavens, let's just see that. Sure does look like it. Weird with that thing. Success, right? Failure, but success, right? So we know now, right? This one broke somewhere. Now, this head might be okay. You know? Doesn't look like anything hit the head. So we're going to save. You know, I think there's probably some issues around the valve seat. But it might be able to either valve job or just, you know, a nice lapping. And that might be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to take everything else off. We're even going to try to get this pulley off. And that pulley as well. And we'll get everything off of this that we need. We need this, okay? So this is our magneto that we're missing. So we're gonna take that off in a few minutes. And we'll take off everything else that isn't nailed down. and then tomorrow I'll get a picture of it before I chuck it. Okay guys, gone are any dreams or any ideas or visions of making this engine run again. So totally borked, not worth it. And so I'm gonna just work a little bit longer tonight just to take a few things off, and I want to go and relax and eat. But now I know what I need to do. So we have parts. I'll get those parts kind of cleaned up a little bit more tomorrow, and I think we're going to work on the generator next, right? Maybe fire that up. The generator needs a coil. The Billy Goat does not. They both need carburetors, so I know I got to buy one carburetor, but what we're going to do is we're going to fix up a carburetor tomorrow too, and we're going to maybe we'll swap carburetors between, you know, the two machines that we have to work with, and we'll figure out what we're doing there, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll see you guys in a bit, and I can't wait. It's exciting. All right? It's going to be fun. It's been a couple of years now since I've had these machines laying around, and although this is a new entry from last year, late last year, those other two machines have been kicking around, and I'm just going to be excited to see what happens with them. And anyway,